Hey everybody, Kevin Duffy here of the Boston Herald, joined by Guregian, Patriots beat columnist. Day 2 of Pat's training camp is in the books, and Tom Brady didn't make it to day 2. He took a day off today, kind of surprisingly. Karen, what do you make of, usually at some point they do give him a rest day. It's not usually this early in camp. What do you make of Brady being out on the field but not practicing?
Not a big deal. I know people were starting to panic, but hey, he's going to be 42 next week. I think they're managing him. They're going to put pads on tomorrow. He worked a lot yesterday. He had a lot of reps yesterday, and I think this is just kind of the new way, they're maybe not so new way they're going about managing him. And, I think it was great. He was out there the whole practice. Taking part and kind of directing, I don't want to say directing traffic, but he was providing pointers to both the quarterbacks and the receivers and whoever was willing to listen. He was even moving equipment. And at one point, he ran a lap with the offense. So he just can't resist. He cannot take a legitimate day off.
One thing with Brady sitting out, it did mean extra reps for Jarett Stidham, and I'm sure they want to get him as many as possible. He's a 4th-round pick. They like his upside. It's going to be a rocky road, and we saw that today. Early in practice, he threw 2 straight interceptions on 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 drills at the goal line. Both were just terrible throws. He really didn't. On one of them, he held the ball too long as well. That's something you see a lot with rookie quarterbacks. Even Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett, they had a tendency to just hold on to the ball because they were processing what was happening with the defense, and they just weren't doing it quickly enough. So it's going to be an uphill climb for Stidham, but I did think there were some good moments at the end of practice. He can roll out, he can make some throws on the move. He hit one to James White on a wheel route where he didn't really set his feet because the blitz was coming, but he still put it perfectly where it needed to be.
That was an awesome throw.
It was a great throw.
Yeah.
I think he's got really good arm talent, really good athleticism, so there's a lot to like, but he's going to need as many reps as he can get this summer.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. He needs to get a feel for the offense, and again, he has to get that indecisiveness out of him. There was one play where he was, couldn't make a decision, but he ultimately made a great play out of that indecision when he was in the pocket, couldn't find anyone, couldn't decide what to do, rolled left, and then he made this unbelievable throw into the end zone and hit Maurice Harris.
Yep.
So, it looks like he's capable. The throw to James White in the end zone, you couldn't have made a better pass on that play. So it looks like Stid the Kid, as I've called.
That's going to stick.
That's going to stick. He has some talent. We'll see if he can put it all together.
And we should mention also the left tackle situation. I hope we don't talk about this every single day, but Isaiah Wynn did even less than he did yesterday. He started practice as the left tackle in kind of drills on air. Then he left the practice for the majority of it and came back at the very end. He didn't participate in any competitive 11-on-11s. It was mostly Joe Thuney at left tackle, a little bit of Dan Skipper too, who's a 6'10" player, a young player they signed last year in January. Was on the practice squad last year for the Super Bowl. So they're still trying to figure it out there, and we just don't know where Isaiah Wynn's at because, look, the pads are going on tomorrow, and he's still not even participating in non-contact drills. So can we reasonably expect him to start participating when they're actually hitting?
Yeah, I would say no. And that's not even a guess. That's just logic telling you that. And, and it's pretty soon, next week they're going to be having joint practices. And if he's not ready for those, I'm telling you, Joe Thuney's going to be your left tackle.
Oh, yeah. I think Joe Thuney's fully prepared. Dating back to the spring, I think he's aware that this isn't just like a practice situation. I think he knows there's a distinct possibility he's going to be playing that position when the regular season rolls around. All right, we will wrap it up there. The pads go on tomorrow. We'll have much more to talk about. You can find all our coverage at Patriots Training Camp on bostonherald.com.